Hey Taurus, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, March 5th to Sunday, March 11th, 2018. Now, what we've got going on this week on Monday, first day of the week, Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces, right here. Which for you, Taurus, is going to be your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future. Also of your group associations, who you associate with as friends. So I think you're trying to figure out this week, most of the week, is who your friends are. Who are the people you want in your life to associate with in some way. I think you're also trying to figure out what your goals and dreams are, where you see your life going, what kind of future you envision for yourself, and in what way, so that you can feel the best about that. With the Sun in a conjunction with Neptune, you could be a little bit confused here at the beginning of the week, most of the week. You could be a little bit confused about who to associate with, where you see your life going, a lot of those things. But I think you're really trying to break through some of the confusion so that you can get more of the insight and more of the inspiration here to understand better where you see your life going and what you need to do and who you need to associate with in order to get there, okay? As you're kind of dealing with some of this confusion, trying to sort some things out, I think there could also be some hard, uncomfortable feelings or conversations that do come up in the meantime. That's because we do have Venus and Mercury at the same time on Monday as the Sun-Neptune thing in a conjunction here with Chiron at the very last degrees of Pisces in your 11th. So as you're trying to figure out here where you see your life going and who you want to come with you, perhaps there are some hard conversations and feelings that are coming up. These things are going to have a lot to do with, especially because Venus is there, relationships and money. Maybe you're not quite sure, how am I going to afford some dream of mine? How am I going to make this happen financially in some way? That could be a big thing of yours. Maybe also your confidence. You could be worried, do you have what it takes to do some new goal and dream of yours coming in? Also with relationships, who supports you, who doesn't support you, in what way? Maybe you're also feeling uncomfortable about some of those things, and you really having to sit with a lot of that for most of the week, even if it's uncomfortable, and to be patient with it all, to let it kind of work out within you. All right, so that's what's setting the scene for this week. Now, on Wednesday, you're still dealing with a lot of this stuff, but it does start to take on a little bit of a different form. That's because on Wednesday, Venus and Mercury, which are hanging out in your 11th, with Chiron on Monday, then start to move here into Aries, where they are in this chart in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality. So what's going on here on Wednesday is that, sure, you're still thinking about where your life is going. You're still thinking about the people in your life, the groups that you associate with, how they can help you do some things that you want, and it's still uncomfortable. But you start to realize on Wednesday, you know what? I can't keep letting all these things bother me. I can't let all these things bring me down. I have to find a way here to envision a new life for myself, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's hard, and to start to adjust my perspective to see this new life and to overcome some things from the past. And I have to start to really begin to step into this new life for myself, even if I don't feel quite right about it in the process. Okay, and even if I'm still feeling like it's out of my comfort zone. And I think that's what you're trying to figure out on Wednesday here, is how do I see this life move forward on some goals and dreams, even though I'm confused about it, but how do I do it hopefully in a way that can get me to where I want to be and can start the process of me getting there coming in. Okay, so I think that's what's going on there. Then on Saturday, after you've been sitting with all this stuff all week, I think that's when the motivation hits you. That's when all of a sudden you start doing things start happening really fast. A lot of insights come, maybe unexpectedly, helping to propel you forward on this journey to do some of these things that you know is going on inside you. Okay, that's because on Saturday we have Mars hanging out right here, which is actually in your 8th house of changes, endings and beginnings, and of intimacy, deep intimate relationships with another person. 8th house also rules financial investment, so spending lots of money can come in with that house too. And I think, and with Mars here making a trine to Uranus in your 12th house on Saturday, I think what happens is on Saturday you start to start to actually make some changes that you need to make to move forward, to enter into a new life, to let go of some things from the past, to start to do what you need to do to disassociate from other things so that you can move forward into a new direction. All right, and I think you're trying to do that for most of this week. You're trying to move forward, you're trying to let things go that you need to let go so that you can move into another life, and it's been hard. And I think once the weekend gets here, you start to find more of that motivation, more of that excitement, and more of that like quick pace that you wanted at the beginning of the week that just wasn't there to help you make some changes you need to make to really move forward, becoming a new and different person. All right, based on some of these goals and dreams and visions that you now see for your life. It still may feel uncomfortable with Mars making a square to Chiron a little bit next week. It could still feel uncomfortable for you to make some changes in your life that you know you need to make here to put your life in a better spot. Okay, but knowing that even if you're still unsure about where exactly all the pieces are going to land, that you still need to do it. As that's happening on Saturday, we also do have Jupiter going retrograde right here in your 7th house of your partnerships, your relationships, normally of the one-on-one variety, a marriage partner, a business partner, or someone that you just feel really committed to that's close to you. Okay, and I think what's happening is while you're finally at the weekend starting to make some big changes here, to step into new life, to overcome some things in the past, to move forward, I think it also gives you a chance on Saturday to review some of your relationship stuff going on, to do your relationships better. Maybe you've been trying to make a lot of changes here with relationships with other people in your life. You know, you've been trying to bring other people on board with you to do something new, envision some new, move forward on some new vision for your future that you see, and maybe it's been hard. And I think Jupiter retrograde here is going to help you to go back over any issues you've had with relationships, anything that's been coming up with the other people in your life, to make sure that you can move forward with them in a much better way, in a way where you both understand each other, in a way where you're both on the same page with each other, and in a way where you just feel like you're doing the right thing with the other people and like you have the right people on board with you. Okay, so I think there's a lot of good things that can come in here at the end of this week, really helping you to do some things you need to do, make some change for you to become a new person, and to hopefully work out some issues with the other people in your life so that you can do your relationships better as you make these changes. All right, that's happening on Saturday. Then on Sunday, after this happens into next week, we have the Sun in your 11th make a sextile to Pluto in your 9th of something new. So after you finally start stepping into these major changes in your life to overcome the past, to finally fast track yourself to be into a new life here and to work better with relationships, you start to feel on Sunday new goals, new dreams. You start to feel like, you know what, I'm stepping into a new life here. I'm doing this. I'm making this happen. More of the excitement comes as you start to move forward. Okay. So I think that's what's going on there. Beginning of the week, very slow, a little confusing, not that easy. End of the week, things happening very fast, major transformations, so that you can get on your journey or get into a new chapter on your journey to help you move forward. These changes could feel intense, could feel difficult, but they're meant, again, to help you do things better, live more of the life that it really is that you want, and envision a new future for yourself, associate with new groups of people that are right. Okay, so that's going on. Once things start to feel better, though, at the very end of this week into next week, the challenge then becomes here where Mercury is in your 12th house, making a square to Saturn in your 9th. The challenge then becomes, as you start to make all these changes, to envision your life in a new way, to bring people along with you, to then here try to get comfortable with all this new stuff that's been going on in your life, to finally start to settle into it, to finally start to bring these new chapters into your life, to live this new you, to live these new chapters, okay, and to fully leave the past behind. And I think that's what you're trying to figure out coming in at the very, very end of the week and into next week, is now that you're on the road to making some big changes and to doing some things, how can you fully step into these new things as a whole person without leaving any bits of you behind in the past, so that you can move forward, transform, move on. All right, that's what I'm going to leave with you, so I don't start repeating myself. Now for your card for the week, we've got King of Cups. This is interesting. Reversed. This to me is a card of emotions emotions being everywhere, lacking emotional control. Maybe there is so much going on this week and so much confusion at the beginning of the week and so much change at the end of the week that you feel like your life is just like a whirlwind, especially you having to step into an entirely new identity coming in for you. Hello, light. Being a thing, I think your emotions could be everywhere. I think you could feel like you don't know what's going on. Your emotions are up one minute, down the next, as you're trying to bring everything together. And I think what you need to do here is to pay attention to your emotions and to not let them get the best of you if there are some crazy stuff coming up. To realize that this is a process, that this is just a few days and a few weeks, that you'll be on the other side of this, living your new life, feeling much comfortable about it very soon, just that you need to take care of some of this other stuff in between, and to not worry, to not fear, and to not get upset if things aren't going the way that you would like quite yet, because you're getting there, okay? And just don't get down on yourself and don't let your emotions get the best of you, because you are making good progress. Things are going to happen, they're going to change in a big way, and you just need to make sure that you got your emotions under control so that you don't ruin any of the good progress that it is that you are making, and so that you can see the results on the other side in a few weeks, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.